So we'll go on to Libras now, and Libras are their Uranus is in their 7th house of partnership right now. And that, we kind of touched on a little bit on it, but if you have a natal Uranus there, unusual partners, very dynamic, people that you like to hang out with. You may feel very comfortable as a man going out with 4 women and having a drink with them, and you feel very comfortable. You don't see it as an odd relationship whatsoever. So just be aware, you can align, you can be the minority, and you just have no problem with it. That is just a natal placement of it. Right now, 2009 to 2015, again, you're experimenting. You're experimenting in relationships, what's going on at this point. And so you may be willing to quickly redefine who you're hanging out with. You may be interested in talking specifically to people who have a lot of jargon, who have a lot of technical knowledge they want you to know. That in order to talk to them, you're going to have to understand some terms. You're going to have to say, what does that word mean? Would you, spell that out for me? Things, you have to grasp what it is they're talking about. There's a lot of things I said about developing new connections, networking. You're willing, it's like the plumber now is going to understand the language of the carpenter. The carpenter is going to understand the language of the electrician. You're willing to reach out and across the aisle, so to speak, and learn something new about a different language, and you're willing to team up with somebody. We had spoken about Ferozi earlier, and it was interesting because Ferozi is a Libra, so what we just said is valid for her. I happen to have access to her chart, so I actually ran her chart, and I put the transiting in the outer circle to see where Uranus was at this time, and Uranus is in her 7th house. And that's where the appointed astrology gets interesting, because we know it's happening on some level to all Libras, but now it's really happening in her chart. And hers, even though I said 2009 to 2015, here's Uranus just having gone in. It'll be 7 more years in this sector. So she's got a long road ahead of herself of talking to somebody about technical things, hardware. This isn't soft talk. This isn't touchy-feely. This is, we're talking quantities. We're talking what are the dimensions, the manufacturing side of something. Remember, anytime you get Uranus hitting around that 1st house, 7th house, 4th, and 10th, we get very inventive people, very visionary people. So this is definitely waking up her chart.